Hey, hello everybody. It is the Baron here. Yeah, bonus stream, Sunday night, why not? So I'm going to take this from the start, doing the standard build that I like doing. And it gives a chance for people to see how the game works. I know some people have been interested in this, but they've never actually got around to doing it. Yay, jump jet in the house. Okay, so the first item you get for the build, you actually get off the first drop. It's a really useful start to the build that I utilize. But I'm not going to have the mana to start with, so I have to be careful. I'll show you what the new item does I just got. It allows me to basically throw a sword, which bounces back through the zombies. It's as simple as that. It doesn't do anything fancy. But it's going to eat my mana pool. So, as you can see, I have to be a little bit careful on mana. So this is the little tutorial area. It just allows you to get a feel for how your class is going to start. There's nothing much here. It's not difficult under any stretch of the imagination. There is a boss that I'll have to fight in a moment that will basically test to make sure you understand how to play before you get into the game proper. So, let's have a quick look here. So, this is what you get when you get basically level ups. Now, this looks daunting, doesn't it? I mean, if I show you this, it's like, oh my god, how do you possibly even cope? Right, don't freak out when you get to this page. What you need to be thinking about is what kind of thing are you missing, or what is your build? What are you going for? Now, we've already said before anything that mana seems to be an issue for me. Yeah, I want more mana regen. So clearly, when I look at the only options that are available to me, I have a faster mana regen, more spell damage, faster attack speeds, better projectile damage, better melee damage, or more hit points. So I'm not casting spells, I'm throwing weapons. So the class is projectiles. But what I want is an increased mana rate, because I'm going to be spending mana to allow me to magically throw these weapons and make them come back. So although it looks daunting the first time you see the skill tree, because the skill tree is absolutely massive, don't get... here's the boss, so don't get overwhelmed by the skill tree. Just focus on what you think you need for your build. Oh, I missed with those returns. He's going to get a bit mad now, a bit angry. He gained all of his hit points back when he became mad, so I've got to watch my mana pool now and try my best to manage this. Just kite him around. Obviously, different classes have got different ways of handling things. Oh, a little zombie. This build I'm going for with this class is... it's pretty weak at first, as you can see. I'm not able to really dish out huge amounts of damage. But the build I'm going to go for, which is one I like, is tough. It will be able to deal a lot of damage. Let's go drop this big guy a minute. He won't take much more now. One more hit, maybe. There we go. So let's just grab. Let's just grab all that. Right, let's get into town. So to sell all this stuff. I don't want it anyway. If you've played Path of Exile before, one of the big differences in the current league, the Ritual League, that you wouldn't have seen before if you haven't played the Ritual League, is rituals, which I will show you in a moment. So every zone now has rituals, which I'll try and find in a moment once I get rid of all these stupid things. Right, let's get out of here. Oh, look at that. I've got a ring. Some of this stuff. Ow, ow, ow. Okay. Let me see if we can get to the first ritual so I can show you what rituals are. Right, come on. Let's see what rituals we have in the area. Now, so this build, as with all builds, starts off weak, but the build I'm going for does end up pretty strong, and it'll get there quite quick. So it's not as if we'll have to wait for ages to see the build strengthen up. It will actually strengthen up pretty quick. What build? Come on, guys, help out. So the build, I don't know if it has an official name. It's not something that I've copied off the internet or something. It's when I go for myself. It's basically a crazy version of... It spams so many attacks across the screen and raises at the same time shadow warriors and golems as it goes, that it just becomes an absolute nightmare. I mean, I've done all of the bosses with it and everything, and see, I did all the hardcore runs. I've done all of the acts on hardcore with the same build. It does work very well. It just takes a little moment to get itself going as we try and find the toys that we're after. But we will find the toys we're after, don't worry. It's not as if it's does the build work if you don't find the right stuff? We will find the right stuff. It's not an if, it's a when. You're calling it Ranger Ninja. I'm not sure about the ninja part. I mean, yes, of course, range is going to be the prime element. I'm not sure what I would classify the ninja. Right, let me just go and pop a point in. So, early on, I do want to try and maximize my mana before I start trying to maximize health and projectile damage. So, I do need that mana pool. We want to try and get our mana pool in a sustained place whereby it's basically an infinite cast, where we're not worried about mana or mana. Ooh, here we go, a bit of fun. We're not interested in mana pots or anything. It's just a infinite cast. Get rid of her. Right, for those who are not familiar with the new way the game works, hello! You get rituals in every zone. Now, they'll give you rewards when you complete the rituals. Depending on how many rituals are in the area, you can unlock more and more goodies. Now, when you click on a ritual, there's several different rituals that will spawn different things. This one is a straight up monster bash. Most are straight up monster bashes, but some of them have got some very naughty mechanics in the middle of them. This is just a straight up fight near enough. It's got a little bit of a life leech, but nothing much. Right, so when you complete the ritual, you go to the ritual, and It'll tell you how many other rituals, hello, are left in the area. And you can see it's going to give you items that you can basically purchase, I suppose is one word. But at the moment I can't afford them. What I can do though, is even if I can't afford them, I can try and defer some of them to say, I really want this item. I just can't afford it right now. Hello! And what it will do, it's the hello contest going on. What it will do, it will save the item for me and reduce the cost of that item for a future ritual. And I can keep deferring the item over and over and over again until I can afford it. If I don't take the item, even if it offers me deferred, slowly it will increase itself back in cost until it goes back to its original cost, upon which point it will not offer it to me anymore. It'll just go back into the pot as normal. So that's how rituals work. So if you see something you want but you cannot afford it in the ritual, then you can try and, as I say, defer it until a later point. Right, so before we tick off this ritual, we're going to go and spend another level. So yet again, mana is still something I want a lot more of. It's not a casting of spell, it is a projectile, but for now I just want mana. Mana. As much mana as I can get my hands on, and as we go up levels, that will pay dividends. Now I do actually have a mana pot on me, a magical one I do believe. I'm going to use that to identify it, and I'm going to pop that down just to give me early game a bit more mana. Right, let's get rid of this stuff in here. Oh, bit of lag going on then. Oh, what's with the lagging? Come on, game. You don't want lagging in the game, thank you very much. Okay, there you go. So this is the second of the two. I don't need to click on the ritual. So sometimes, like, you're thinking, oh god, I mean, it's too dangerous to go to the ritual because there's like loads of monsters coming towards you. You can back off anywhere and click on the ritual, and it'll see what you can have. Now, it's offering me a artifact. I'm just looking to see what the artifact does, though. It's all spell damage stuff. It's because it's a wand. Don't really want that. Armor scraps are nice. To be honest, there's nothing much here I'm interested in. Hello! I can actually afford the ring. I'll take the ring, actually. I'll just take the ring. I'll buy the ring. Right, so I have the ring, which is already comes pre-identified. So I'm going to pop that on. That's a nice start. What do I have in the way of weapons? 4 to 9, 4 to 9. It's a bit more damage, but that's a spell damage bonus. I don't want that. Hello. Invasion 9. Hello! I'm actually happy with what I'm currently carrying and wearing. We don't need to go back to the camp just yet. Anything down there I want? Nah. We don't need to go back just yet. I'm going to carry on pushing towards the next zone. There's nothing here for me. I'm not trying to speed run this. I could speed run this whole game. If I was speed running, what I would do is literally I would ignore this whole zone. I would just run straight through this zone, run into the next zone, and basically run into the highest zone I possibly could to farm higher XP, higher drops, and just push like a crazy person. Now, the bad thing about speedrunning, especially if you are doing it on a hardcore mode, is hit points. You need to be getting yourself... Do it! Make your dreams come true. Let me have a read. Before I carry on, let me just read what's in chat. Last time I played this was when it first released. Yeah. Is it blue slots on the weapon that gives better boosts? No. So what? I'll explain the slots. So what you get on slots on weapons. There's 3 different colours: blue, green, and red. Red are going to be melee-based gems. Green are dexterity-based gems. Blue are spell-based gems. Now, there are sometimes situations whereby if you're a melee build, you'd want the range or the blues, etc. So don't just take it that like, oh yeah, I'm going to play a ranged build, so I'm going to ignore the red and the blues. That's not the case. You do want to keep an eye on what some of those gems are offering you, because some of them are definitely useful to you. Right, so as I was saying about the speedrun is you actually want, if you're going to try and run hardcore, you want about 1,000 hit points per act. Yeah, so this is, if I go to the map, so this is Act 1. So at the end of Act 1, I'm going to want to have 1,000 hit points. If I'm going to speedrun this. End of Act 2, I'm going to want to have 2,000 hit points. That's it, man. Game over, man. Game over. And on and on and on it goes. So the trouble when you speedrun is if you're not careful, you're not going to keep your hit point pool up. And if you don't keep your hit point pool up, you're dead. It's as simple as that, yeah. Not versus the trash mobs like this, but when you come around to fight in, you know, the big end bosses and all that, if you don't have that hit point pool, there are some end boss fights that are just going to just trash you. And if you play on hardcore mode and you're trying to do a competitive hardcore mode against a league, you don't want to be dying just as you start actually getting somewhere. That would be very sad. Evasion 13, 4, 19, blah, blah, blah. Now, what you want to also look at, sometimes you might think, oh, this is a better item than I'm currently using. Be aware of how many slots an item's got. Because an item with a lot of slots, quite often, is far more useful to you than an item that might look like it's just as powerful. Let me just put that in a second for now. But has less slots. Because sometimes you want to chain up a few support skills. And if you don't have linking slots or enough slots in the first place on an item, you're going to spend a lot of time crafting, because obviously there is crafting in this game. You'll be spending a lot of time crafting, trying to get the item you want. And picking one up off a drop is far, far easier. Now, a word on crafting. I wouldn't attempt to craft your own weaponry. And by that I mean going to your own den, which I haven't even unlocked on this character yet, and going to the crafting table to craft. I wouldn't do that until you're much higher level and you actually are struggling to find the exact thing you want. Right, all the stuff I'm carrying on me first, I'm just going to sell. I'm not interested. Hello, Jump Jet! Do you need to do a shop? Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to drop everything off. They're trying to give me treasure and stuff, which is fine. The life flasks are what I want. Now, you might say, well, surely you need the mana flasks. But the point is, I'm trying to make sure we never, ever need a mana flask on this build. I don't need that. Don't need that. I need one that says split. Let's have a quick look. Piercing support, projectile support. There's 2 additional targets. That's exactly what we're after, folks. That is exactly what we're after. What about this one? Small skills, projectiles. 2 additional projectiles. Oh, this is also what we're after. Both of these are just as good. This is 2 additional targets. This is 2 additional targets. They do less damage. That does more damage. That's a tricky one. That's a tricky one. Oh, and it's also offering me fun to... Right, all the stuff I want is actually offering me on one thing here. I actually want that one, and that one. I can only pick one. Now, at a later date, these will become purchasable from the trader. So the question is, which one of all of these goodies do I want right now? Oh, I would love to get all 3. I'm going to have to take this one for now. Right, so let's sell first all this other stuff I do not want on me. So let's just check all this stuff. So when you watch and you go, oh, hang on a minute, she's not giving you money. She's giving me, like, strange gobbledygook. That's correct. That's what the game gives you. It gives you strange gobbledygook, okay? That is the equivalent of money. That's the stuff that you want. You want this strange gobbledygook, okay? So, sell all that. We are going to go into here. I will be able to put that shield on for now. I'll pop in the life flask. I'm actually going to get rid of that end mana. We'll slowly get rid of all of the mana. Now, the volley support... Oh, it's the wrong colour. Okay, that's fine. I've got my hat, as I said. Even though it's quite a poor hat, it's got 3-link green. I'll take that green out of there and put it on there. It doesn't... Or even though it's like an offensive weapon, it's like my attack skill. It can go anywhere. It doesn't need to go on a weapon. It can go in my head. That's absolutely fine. Let's actually have a look and see if she's offering any spells. Is she offering the ones I want? She is, actually. She is. She's offering me the blue. Right, so the cost for these is a Scroll of Wisdom. So that's the one of them. The other cost is another Scroll of Wisdom. But, I mean... I actually need an item with 4 sockets on it. Yeah, that's not going to happen right now. Or I need an item with 2 green and a blue. I want the Summon Phantasm support. That's what I really want. I will take this for now. But what I want is this. I need to find an item that's that. Now, I have got 1 chromatic orb. 1. That allows me to randomly roll colours of gem sockets. I'm not going to risk screwing that up for that. But what we can do is we can look in the shop to see if there's anything available in some of these shops that actually has the slot coloration we want. Even if it's a rubbish item. I'm not interested if it's a rubbish item. Does it have 2 green and 1 blue linked? Does it have 2 green? It has one. It has one. Oh, I'm so lucky. It has 2 green, 1 blue linked. Right, I'm taking it. Right, there you go. That kind of sorted out exactly what I'm wearing and what we're doing. So I am actually going to go green, green, blue. Yeah, okay. I'm now a very happy bunny. That support is not going to be the waste because at some point in the future I do want it. So I'm going to stash it away in my chest with my other bits and pieces that I'm keeping. And also all this other stuff, I'm going to stash this away in my chest. It doesn't need to be in my backpack. It's just going to fill up space. I don't need my armor gems yet. There will be a time when I'm going to want to push my armor to max. That time is not now. Okay, I'm going to sell those last 2 items. Let's pick up the item I dropped on the floor. Right. So now you can see I'm throwing 3. Now, the interesting thing, when I kill things... is little phantoms start arriving now. Now, things will start fighting the phantoms and not me. Which suddenly starts making me a lot tougher. Because the phantoms now will start doing my work for me instead of me. But mana, as you can see, is still my bane. I need to be able to just hold down the attack key without even worrying about mana. And just constantly spam a rain of weapons going out onto the attack screen. Until my pets kill everything. Right, let's kick this off. Yeah, and kindly stay dead is the correct term and the correct word. As you can see, I'm already considerably harder. I'm already considerably harder. So that starts off the combo chain I'm after. Let's have a quick look what's in here. They offered me the boots I fancied with the extra rarity items. At the moment, I'm not really that worried on the stats of items, whether or not it's offering me, you know, energy shields or armor or anything like that. What I'm interested in the moment is just farming and movement speed. So that's perfect for me. That is absolutely perfect. That's what I want. I want to be able to farm quicker. Oi, go away. Farm quicker and move quicker. Both of those things are perfect. So I'm going to pop them on. I got a rubbishy ring there, so that can go on there. But at some point, I do need to keep a very close eye on my hit points. So actually, before we go any further, I have a level to spend here. Let me just go back the other way. Yeah, more mana regen, more health regen. Okay, we're actually going to decide where we're going next on the skill tree. But all I want at the moment on the skill tree, as I said, is just mana. I'm not interested in anything more complicated, anything fancy. I just want to be able to hold down my attack key and go crazy with my attacks. Yeah. So all I'm interested in right now is the ability just to rain death into an area. I can worry about things like damage, sustainability of my own life another time. Right, okay, so I think we've cleared that area out. There is actually one more ritual to pick up in this area before we leave. I'm gonna find it and get it. As I said, if I was speed running this, I would ignore all this and I would just run to the next area. I'm gonna get better kit for the next area, better XP. It'll be slightly harder, but I would reap the rewards of doing that early if I was speed running this. As it is, I'm just trying to show. Now, a couple of things we'll show. We'll talk about the interface. Now, the overlay map, which you can see I'm popping on and off, it's very faint. I've set it to be very faint. When you play this game, you can configure how much you want the transparency of the world map to be, and how strong you want the lines and edges of the map to be as well, until it gets to exactly your liking. So it's strong enough that you can see where you're going, but not intrusive enough that when you're fighting, you're getting all this stuff in your face. And that, I think, is a personal preference. It's just something that each person will do as they like. Now, the other thing I haven't shown people either, who haven't played this game before, on the right-hand side, you'll see now and again and get little pluses, yeah? I will explain what that is in a moment. I'll just let my bad guys, my little shades, kill the bad guys, and we'll just pop this ritual off. Just get this going. So I get some shades up. Now, there will be things I want later that allow my shades to not only stay a lot longer on the battlefield, but also be a lot harder. And when I say a lot harder, I really do mean a lot harder. To the point whereby what I will be wanting to do next, the next item I am after, is a totem. I will probably go back to town and buy a totem soon. And the totem I want is the Totem of Attraction. Okay? The Totem of Attraction. What that will do is when we're going to do a big fight like this, I will drop down the totem, which draws all of the monsters towards it and not me. There's a zombie missing somewhere. All these things are trying to drain my life. Where's the missing enemy? Oh, there it is. So I'll drop down a totem. All of the enemy will run to the totem and not me. I will then just rain hell on that area. The phantoms will then spawn and keep all of the monsters occupied. I will then move to a slightly different location and drop a new Totem of Attraction. Right, okay. Let's have a quick look at the crazy tree. The crazy tree here. So what I've done is I've pushed mana first, a mana regen. That's where I wanted. I now need to start thinking about two things. One, especially if this is going to be a hardcore mode, life. I need life. Not so much life regen, but actual straight up hit points. I need a big fat hit point pool. An energy shield pool is also nice. And the other thing I need is damage. Yeah, that's a projectile damage. The other things I will need is resistances versus elemental attacks against me, and something to make my minions stronger. So those are the key things I want. Now, for those that look at this tree and go, oh my god, how on earth do you know where to go next? What you want to be looking at is each of these like circles, each of these groups have a theme. And you want to see what theme do you want to go to next and how best to get there. If there's a spare empty slot like that, that's for a jewel. And if you drop a jewel in game, you will need one of those spare empty slots to put one in. If you haven't got an empty slot, you cannot use those jewels. And some jewels are really, really cool. So let's have a quick look at what I've got in my nearest vicinity. So this area here, lots of life, yeah. Tons of life in this pool. Great area. But on the way to get there is all like armor and physical melee damage. So I don't want to come at this pool this way. Yeah, because those are wastes. So to get to that pool, I need to come around this way or around this way. Let's have a quick look over here. This is projectile damage. Great stuff. I am using projectiles. Thank you very much. I am using projectiles, so that's a good way to go. This is resistances, also a great way to go. And this has a gem socket, and this has a gem socket. So, really good. This has resistances. This has strength, which is also hit points. This has strength, which is also hit points. So, this is a great way to go. This is strength, this is strength, this is strength. This is a great way to go. Now, I'm already most of the way around on this one, so I might just carry on this one and pick up that in a minute. But before we go any further, let's have a quick look at everything else. So over here, spell damage, not interested. Attack speed is nice, but it'll get to the point whereby I won't need it, so I'll ignore that. This is casting speed, I don't need it. This is mana shield, which is kind of like hit points, but it's like the blue bit first. You can't heal mana shield with health pots, okay? It just comes back over time. So mana shield is nice, but if you're in a tough fight and you have to use health pots to pull through it, it's of no use. So it's nice. I wouldn't go out of my way. This here is minions having more life. Nice. I kind of like it. It'll make my shades tougher. This area here is more mana. Also nice. I do need mana for my build, but it will get to the point whereby I've got more than enough mana. Elemental resistances, good. Curses, I'm not using curses. Effect durations, I'm not interested in. Accuracy and evasion, I'm not interested in. So clearly the way I'm going is all this side of the pool. So I'm going to come this way. That's where I'm going to go. I'm coming this way down. So just thought I'd give you a little bit of insight when you look at the massive tree and you go, oh my god, there's just too much stuff on that tree. It does look a little overwhelming. Give yourself a moment. Have a look at it. Decide what it is you want. And then it's not quite as overwhelming as it looks. Right, I think actually where I want to go is that the way in or is that the way in? No, let's go have a quick look. I think this was the way in. Now, a lot of people will say when they play Path of Exile, oh, minion builds are rubbish. And that is correct, okay? The minion master builds, they just don't have what it takes to take down like the bosses. But this isn't a minion master build, yeah? I'm not trying to summon lots of pets, yeah? that I keep with me, like a horde of skeletons that walk around with me, you know, some soldiers, some archers, some spellcasters, all that kind of stuff. The trouble with those, when you come against a big single boss, those kinds of builds, they require on you using the dead bodies of your enemy to keep raising new corpses. Yeah? And if you're fighting a big boss, there is only one enemy. And he's not dead. So every time you lose one of your minions, you can't replace him because there's no dead. The difference is with this type of minion is they spawn, not when I kill something, they will spawn sometimes just by me hitting it. Okay? So if I'm fighting a boss and I'm raining masses of attacks on that boss, I can sustain the amount of minions I have engaging that boss. So it's a different kind of minion build as such. It's not your standard minion build. Oh, just ploughing through some of these now. It might actually have an official build. I really don't know. It's just something I basically did myself. But with a game that's been out this long and the amount of players that play this game, it's not going to be just me that uses this build. Yeah, I almost guarantee you. So it probably has an official title. Okay, don't stand in the big blue thing. Come on, Baron. Don't get hit by that guy. Yeah. Crazy amounts of just constantly spamming, constantly attacking. Just keep raining my swords of death into the group. I wasn't even looking at the fight at that point. All I was looking at really is just my health pool and my mana pool. Wasn't really interested in anything else. The only other one here we could take is the belt. That would really help us. We will take the belt. So let's stick that there. The rest of this stuff, I mean, go on. What we'll do, we'll defer this again just for a laugh. Just to keep pushing down the cost of those two items. Yeah. Right, I'm going to pop back to base. So let's do a quick town portal. And just see if I can find that missing spell for my opening combo. And I'll show you that. And that'll be a good start, I think, for everybody that wants to play this game. That wants a build. Let's have a quick look. Frost bomb, no. Bear trap, no. Decoy totem. There you go. That's it. That's it exactly. That is the exact thing we want. Yeah. Right. So now we have a ritual zone. So I'll show you exactly what I mean about the totem and how easy it makes a ritual. What I'm going to do, I'm going to place the ritual, click the totem zone. Sorry, I'm going to place the totem, click the ritual. So all straight away, the zombie or the monsters will rush towards my totem. I'm going to run back in. I'm going to place a new totem. Now, my shades are spawning from where I'm killing stuff. Hey, Path of Exile, yeah. So my shades were spawning from where I was killing stuff. And of course, everything is being attracted to that point. So, using the Shade Summoner Decoy Totem is a really, really easy way to clear rituals. As I said, if you're new to this game and you're looking for like a newbie build that isn't going to be complicated, this is definitely a very simple build that does the trick. It allows you, and I'll just drop a ritual there, so totem there, so everything just attacks that. I hit these, shades spawn, shades kill everything in the area. I can do that versus bosses, I can do that versus end game bosses. I can just drop a decoy totem down. The shades spawn from on hit, not on kill. So against a big end boss, I'm constantly swarming the end boss with masses of shades, while keeping it attacking totems. There are a few bosses that will be a bit naughty. The fleshy piety, she can be a bit naughty if you don't know the mechanic about when she spins around with the big death ray you have to dodge and all the rest of that stuff. But in general, you should just be able to tank absolutely any of the first 5 acts without any difficulty, even on, as I said, hardcore mode. It's not a difficult build to master. Pretty easy. Let's just back off that a sec. There's rain crap on that. I don't want to get into that area and get blasted by lightning. That's not something I want. Yeah, let's keep out of that. Let's pick up this stuff. A lot of players, when they look at Path of Exile, they look at this. They look at this. This is the skill tree. Yeah, they look at this skill tree and they go, "Oh my god, no, no, just no, too many blobs." And as I've walked through you with this episode, it's not too many blobs. It's absolutely fine. Look at the blobs around your starting area. See what the theme is for the blobs. Have an idea what the theme is for your build and path towards the blobs. Don't go looking off way across the thing. Just don't do it. You'll not, unless you really, really know what you're doing. Stay local, stay focused, understand what it is you're trying to get to and what you're going to get by getting there. And just, yeah, keep things kind of simple. Yeah, don't overcomplicate your life, especially in early days, by aiming for stuff that's just way across the skill tree. Yeah, it's not really something you want to be doing. As I said, a decoy totem will buy you a world of forgiveness. Yeah, so if you're new to the game, putting down decoy totems just allows you to breathe, think, not panic. Bum, 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 bum. See, I did take part in the last big tournament. Sadly, I didn't come away with any of the prizes. To be honest, I didn't really put enough hours in. I mean, with me doing streams as well, putting in the kind of hours I would need to get to the amount of kills versus Raven and the rest of the stuff that they had going on and stuff, or I just didn't have that kind of time. Not that I would have won anything. I mean, I'm being honest here, I wouldn't have won anyway. I wouldn't have probably got any of the awards. But I probably would have got some more of the chest drop rewards. That's what I used to get in the past. Just get the free chest rewards for the extra goodies, the extra cosmetic drops. Don't stand in. Come on, game guy, you're being very laggy. Don't stand in the goo. That's not a good thing. Wow, this game is being amazingly laggy on me. Right, let's try that again. Shall we game? No lag, please. Okay, you're dead. Right, let's get... What has he got? What has he got? Don't want to stand in the red goo. Come on. Finish with the red goo. I'll stand in it anyway. Not waiting. Let's get that. Let's see what's in the ritual. Oh, it wasn't a ritual. It was... It was releasing her, wasn't it? She's the person... Now, this is a good tip for you folks that want to try hardcore mode, yeah? This lady, when you get back into town, she's going to offer you prophecies. Don't take them if you're playing hardcore mode. Okay? Unless you know really what you're doing. Don't take them. The reason why is prophecies basically add extra encounters to the map beyond the norm. And there are 1 or 2 encounters, like the big crazy electric dude and stuff like that, that could one-shot you, okay? They could just one-shot you. So do yourself a favor. If you don't know what you're doing, don't take the prophecies. Just leave them alone. It's not worth a gamble on a hardcore mode build to get one-shotted. Yeah. You will learn in time what things to fight and what to ignore and what things to use to counter some of the things. But to start with, just pass. Just go next. So, I mean, things in here, you probably were thinking, okay, Baron, what's good, what's not good? Okay, let's break this down. This year is offering me life steal, life leeching. I mean, it's nice. I'd rather a mana leech on my build just to get mana out of the way, but life leech on an item, I'm not going to say no. This allows me to reforge the number of sockets in an item. That becomes very valuable later on when you're trying to get an item that you like with enough sockets to have the combo you want inside it. This alters the colors of the sockets. Likewise, very valuable later on when you're trying to get the right mix of slots and stuff. I'm not going to be that worried about life flasks. You can buy them in town, yeah? I mean, they're just irrelevant. So, on this one, I'm going to buy that. And there's no more rituals left, so I'm going to click the defer button. And if I can afford the defer on that, I can. I'm going to confirm a defer on the jeweler's orb. That allows me to reforge sockets. Can I afford the defer on that as well? Why not? Let's defer that. Yeah, so have a look and see, is there something in a ritual you want now that's useful? And stuff you know you're going to want late game, where you're going to want stacks and stacks and stacks of them. Yeah, try and start stockpiling them. Because you will want a lot of reforge sockets and recolor sockets, okay? I'm going to pop back to 10 now. So I think I've shown everybody the game. I mean, I've stopped short of fighting some of the end bosses on this run through. If people really want me to show the various end bosses and how to kill them, what special abilities they have, what's the best way to avoid getting absolutely obliterated by some of their special abilities, I will do. Right, as I said, I hope you found that useful. If people want me to show more complicated parts of Path of Exile, I'm more than happy to do that. I might load a character that's actually a lot further along to show that, or I can carry on with this one and just show you the progression as we go through the various acts, what dangerous beasties you will face, and what mechanics to use to not get one-shotted versus some of the bosses. Right, that's it. I'm out of here. I will see you all for a actual scheduled stream tomorrow night, where I'll do 7 Days to Die. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday night, and that is the Baron saying goodnight. Bye now.